Ekiti State Governor-elect Biodun Oyebanji in southern Nigeria has addressed journalists shortly after his victory at the polls. He gave the press briefing at his residence in Ekiti State and expressed his gratitude to the electorate and promised not to disappoint them. Oyebanji polled 187,057 votes to defeat his two closest challengers, Segun Oni of the Social Democratic Party SDP and Bisi Kolawole of the People's Democratic Party PDP. The SDP emerged second with 82,211 votes, while the PDP was third with 67,457 votes. Oyebanji is now set to replace incumbent Kayode Fayemi in October.
June 18, 2022, Ekiti Gubernatorial election was peacefully conducted in the state with a large turnout of eligible voters who freely voted for their preferred candidates and parties. Yesterday, Ekiti spoke, and your collective voice was heard. It was unequivocal and unprecedented, history-making in many ways. Earlier today, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, officially announced that my party, the All Progressive Congress, APC, secured the majority of votes and fulfilled all conditions, effectively affirming your choice and returning me, Biodun Oyebanji, as your governor-elect, and Chief Mrs. Monisa Diafuye as your deputy governor-elect.
Meanwhile, the Social Democratic Party SDP governorship candidate, Engineer Segun Oni, has rejected the outcome of the Ekiti State governorship election won by Mr. Biodun Oyebanji of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Spokesman of the Segun Oni campaign organization, Moses Jolayemi, accused the APC of engaging in vote buying and security agencies of the compromise during the election, adding that the SDP candidate will not concede defeat and the party will meet to take next steps. Now let's bring in News Central's Niyi Omoni. He was on ground to monitor proceedings during the elections in Ekiti State. Good morning, Niyi. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and welcome back from Ekiti.
Yeah, it's been a long trip. Good morning.
Let's talk about, the entire exercise. How would you describe the exercise on Saturday in Ekiti?
Sincerely, relieving. That's the first word I would use as compared to what elections is perceived as in this part of the nation. Naturally, you would believe there would be violence, there would be some sort of rancor, but I feel that all parties involved, stakeholders involved, were really prepared for these elections. The security agencies, the INEC officials, the party agents, they just made things quite seamless. Even the journalists. Naturally, there were some places that were contentious that you would expect journalists to want to, have issues with security operatives, but everyone was just talking amicably, and I think every stakeholder involved this time around just decided to do a good job. Not that there were no pockets of violence or there were no little challenges here and there, but compared to others that we've witnessed, like in Anambra in 2020, in also last year, 2021, I would say it's relatively calm and it seems peaceful, generally.
All right. Well, good thing it was peaceful, and I think it was one of the things that we mentioned when we spoke on Saturday. But there were also, reports of some political parties that engaged in vote buying. Reports say that they were also resisted by the electorate. Can we now say the voters have become aware of the power that they wield? Or was that one video not, the true picture in Ekiti?
Well, you see, one thing is certain. The pain of Nigerians or the pain of residents will be weaponized by political parties as time goes on, and that's poverty. And it's looking like it's going to also play out. This might just be a litmus test for the main presidential election that's coming in next year. Now, on ground, I could tell, even from the perspective of people, that most of them, their person would be Segun Oni. He looks like the people's choice. Everywhere, you could tell from the way they talk about him, every nook and cranny where you're staying, they're talking about him. So what they did was they compared his works. It was the governor from 2007 to 2010, and they were comparing his works to others who have followed suit, and they were like, okay, no, this is better. So his name was words on the street, but at the same time, words on the streets or online politics does not make way. It's not politics. It's not grassroots. And I feel that the APC had a lot of structures in terms of grassroots on ground. Now, talking about vote buying, we noticed, we couldn't actually pick some on camera because we couldn't work with these people. So the process is this: you vote, you try to flip your vote, your ballot, you flip it so that they can just identify if you printed for the APC or for whoever. And when they can ascertain you voted for them, then they give you. So in some places it's 15,000 naira, in other places it's 10,000 naira, depending on what amount is assigned to that place. But we couldn't get it on camera because once they do that, once they finish the voting, they walk along with them to, smaller areas or dark alleys, where they can just pass on the money to them. And it was quite hard, one, because we couldn't ascertain if they were from a particular party. Although residents we spoke to that, they even spoke on camera, mentioned that this was from the All Progressives Party, but we ourselves couldn't identify these guys as representing whichever party. But generally, in most of the polling units I saw, the security agents tried to minimize that. Even the people themselves were, immediately you want to flip anyone trying to do that, trying to flip their ballot paper to show who they are voting for, people start screaming that, no, you can't do that. But in some places, which I also asked the acting commander of the NSCDC, and he debunked, the security operatives there just really look away. And it brings the question again also, they've been compromised at a particular polling unit. But hey, it's some of the things we see in politics, and I'm not sure if it's going to be going away, money back politics.
We're hoping not to see this continually. Let's talk about the fact that, we're having the Austrian gubernatorial elections on the 16th of July. What would you say are some of the things that you've seen or the lessons that we can take from Ekiti elections that we can apply to the Austrian gubernatorial elections on the 16th of July? And would you say that INEC is ready for the 2023 elections?
I think they're ready, sincerely. And I monitored the Anambra election before now, and I could tell you that this is a far better election and preparedness from INEC as compared to that. And one of the challenges they had during the Anambra election was logistics, moving materials to local government areas, moving their equipment. Even on the day of the election, mobility of the ad hoc staffs and the INEC staffs themselves were challenges. But for this one, they were prompt. At some places, even the officials, the INEC officials and ad hoc staff were already on ground as at 6:37, conveyed to their various locations. And I can tell you for a fact, those towns are extremely far away from each other. One local government to another, it's like world apart. So, but they are prepared this time around, and certainly, I feel it would be better. It could be better when it has to do with Oshun. Even the beavers was also working. Yeah, few challenges in some places where the beavers had issues, but they were easily rectified, and some that their batteries were down, they were replaced almost immediately. So I feel if I'm to rate them as against the Anambra election, during the Anambra election, I would say probably 65%. And for this, I would say probably an 87, 89, which means they can do better in terms of making sure their operations are more tighter and things go according to plan. But for me, I feel they did well, and they're really prepared for the Osun election. That's on the part of INEC. And on the part of security agencies, I almost believed that they deployed the old police officers or security agents in the nation to Ekiti for this election. But Osun, it's just one state as well. So we might be expecting much of that. But the one I might not be sure of will be the presidential election, because now it's everywhere in the nation. And I don't know how many security officers will be deployed across the nation if we have more than enough.
All right. Niyi, interesting weekend that you had. Of course, I'm sure that you're eager to look at what Osun State's elections also turn out to be like. But thank you so much for taking our time to be in Ekiti State over the weekend. And we're, of course, looking forward to speaking with you again.
Were you able to, get some Ekiti food before you left?
We're on the field, drought, no Ekiti.
Hopefully you do better in Osun this time around.
Right, hopefully.